Hey everybody, it's Jang here with a look at a Lego Scooby Doo set. This is the Haunted Lighthouse. Comes with 437 pieces. The lighthouse itself, I think, is constructed very nicely. I think a lot of adventures would start down here on the shore at kind of a little dock area where you can pull up a boat. Got a little signal light to the side there, and this is where there are a couple of planks that can be moved out of the way. And inside of there, or you can just tear them off completely, inside of there you'll find a map that'll kind of get you started, and it says X marks the spot and points to something at the base of the lighthouse. From the front there's a rocky face which has some green colors to represent growing seaweed and such on it. Nice kind of rounded off shape, slightly squarish on the sides, but pretty nicely built. That's your main entrance to your keeper's quarters there. Big old keep out sign, and then you can continue to walk around the side here to get up to these stairs, which will take you to the second level. We'll look at the back of this in just a minute. See a little bit of detailing of kind of brick texture around the side. It's using dark red as the accent color against white. And up here at the top, they've got a really nice actual light beacon section, which has transparent clear panels, which have stickers that are applied to them, and it's using flame as its light source inside. There's also plenty of room on that balcony up there to pose a number of different figures and have them chasing each other around. From the back you can see that this level here is actually supposed to be kind of a jail cell. It's a place where you can get caught, and this is supposed to be some super strong spider web that you wouldn't be able to break out of, or it could just be so scary that you would be too afraid to try to go through it. Got some markings on a wall with a sticker there to represent how long the prisoner has been held there. And then this main floor down here doesn't have a lot of space in it, so there's not a lot that could be done there, but it just looks like a little kitchen area where some warm food is being prepared. Down below there you'll find the spot that the X on the map marked, and that's where the treasure chest is to be found. A little bit tricky to get adult-sized fingers in there, but you can pull this out, and inside you'll find a couple of gems of different colors and also a silver goblet, it looks like. And then to the left of that is another closed kind of cave-like area that's larger. You can actually put a figure or a couple of figures in there at least, and it has another chest of some things. And this has a gear mechanism here, and I intentionally avoided the look of this from the front, but that has a skull that's built up on it to make it look like a skull cave. Even has the little gold tooth in it just for a little comedy put in there. I like how it has these pieces that are only attached by one stud each, so you can angle them in to make it look a little bit more mean. But the gear mechanism here, you just turn the brown knob over on this side, and it has extra friction in it, so it really feels like you're really opening something. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And you open that up, it even has a little bit of texture on the inside of the wall in there, surprisingly, which wasn't really necessary, but it's a nice extra touch. And then this can be kind of the exit, so your villains can kind of prepare themselves and stage from the other side and then just spring this open and surprise the protagonists, with the costumes on. Now in this crate here you'll find some diving gear with an air tank there with some breathing apparatus hoses, a couple of flippers, and also there's a crowbar in there that can be used to take things apart. Now there's one last secret to be revealed by this lighthouse, and this is actually very, very well hidden. Pretty much everything else you can see from some angle, but this is nicely done. Right up here at the top, this actually hinges open. Inside you'll find a spooky old bone and a golden key. The set includes this speedboat that you can use to access the shoreline of the lighthouse, and I think this looks great. Typically with Lego small boat builds, they'll make them very simple with not too many parts, and the main operator will sit down pretty close to the actual ground down here. But this has this thickness to it that I appreciate, that allows them to really bring in the full shape of the hull down the sides. I think that looks really good. I like the color scheme. I like the proportions. The engine is placed nicely. A little simulated propeller back there. They needed to go with the small size, so they went with a a gear to represent that. It's a little bit high up, but it really doesn't bother me. I like this boat. I like it quite a lot. It's one of the nicer small motorboat builds, I think, that Lego has ever done, just for its level of realism. And you can also fit a couple of extra figures in the back, even sitting down, making them go sideways, or you can just put in one extra one facing kind of in tandem, facing towards the front. I think that's really well done. And you get the tether back here so you can pull along somebody who's on skis, so you can do some water skiing as well. From the Mystery Inc. gang, they include Shaggy, Daphne, and Scooby Doo. Scooby is the sitting version, and one side of his face looks happy, you know, he's smiling. The other side you could kind of interpret different ways. You could see that as being extra happy, or you could see that as being scared and nervous because of the movement lines around the edges there. It's good that they have kind of different expressions that you can see there. Looking at these from the back, you see you get the prints on the backs of both torsos, and you get alternate faces here. So just a simple frown for Shaggy this time, and then Daphne has more of a scream or just a real scare. And there's how those faces look from the front. The villains here are the Lighthouse Keeper, or Creepy Keeper, from the episode of What's New, Scooby Doo that had this lighthouse in it, and the Swamp Monster. And I don't know which particular swamp, seed, whatever creature that's supposed to be. I did a little bit of Googling and I didn't find this exact one. And when you see who it's actually supposed to be, maybe some of the top Scooby-Doo fans will be able to figure this one out for me. Please do share a comment if you know exactly who that supposed swamp monster is supposed to be. Before I do the reveals though, I do want to point out that the Creepy Keeper's face is glow in the dark. And it's a good glow in the dark. It glows nice and bright. So even though it's a modern set, they were still able to get that glow in there really good. And this is not under completely dark conditions, so that is well done. There's a look at the full faces and the remainder of the torso print in the front. And when you turn these around, you'll see that the Creepy Keeper is appropriately Verona Dempsey, again from that same episode. The Swamp Monster, according to Lego, is Mr. Brown. So based on that information there, if anybody knows who this is and where he comes from, please let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, set also comes with a sandwich or a hamburger. Gotta have food, got to. You know, I think this is a really well done set. Good number of figures, nice looking build just on display. Has some useful action features, useful things that you can open and change and interact with. Enough space to interact with the figures, to actually put the figures all around the structure thing in all sorts of different scenarios. The boat is great, I really like that. There's really nothing here for me to complain about. You look at the price per part, it's right in the proper range. I feel like they might have even put in more detail than the set needed to get its general quality and look across. So this one is just definitely all good for me. Let me know what you think by leaving your thoughts in a comment down below, and don't forget to let me know and let the rest of the viewers know about the Swamp Monster if you figure that one out. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your feedback. I'll be talking to you again very soon.